Philadelphia Mayor Michael Nutter at the microphones now. Let's bring you his comments on the Amtrak train derailment.
There is preliminary information. This is an ongoing investigation. There are some things we know. There are many things we do not know at this time, and we will not speculate on any of those things, as you all know. First, let me introduce you to a few of our partners who are here with us now. As I mentioned to you earlier this morning, we were anticipating the arrival of the National Transportation Safety Board. Their members are on the ground now in Board Member Robert Zumwalt, and Vice Chairperson Denzar. For Amtrak, Board Chairman Anthony Koshia, Amtrak VP of Operations DJ Stadler, Chief of Amtrak Police Chief Hansen, and Deputy Chief Trugman. On the NTSB side, they have approximately 7 personnel on the ground, with more personnel coming. They are represented in the form of investigator in charge, a chief of railroad division, that would be Mike Flanagan and Georgette Gregory, respectively, mechanical investigator, signal investigator, track investigator, operations investigator, and human performance investigator. We have full cooperation from all the agencies, of course, who were here last night. Philadelphia Fire Department, Police Department, Department of Homeland Security within the Police Department, and other federal agencies working with us. SEPTA Police as well, and a number of other agencies. This is a fully coordinated operation. Everyone understands their role. We train for these kinds of incidents, although every one of these incidents, and this is a tragedy, are very different. Again, from last night, we can only confirm that unfortunately we have 6 deceased. We have transported now hundreds of people to various hospitals. And Sam Phillips can give you more details in that regard. We also need to get out information about how people can contact or find out about any of the individuals who were on the train, and to the extent that we have information about them, obviously they'll get that information as well. Sam Phillips is going to come up and give you some of that information. Then you'll hear from NTSB, their representative, as well as Amtrak. We'll come back with any wrap-up information, open up to questions. We'll answer what we can answer. Everything still at this point, 12-plus hours into this tragic event, is still preliminary information and subject to change. With that, Sam Phillips, Director of Emergency Management for the City of Philadelphia. Sam?
Thanks, Mayor. There's a few things I want to go over. Our focus today is to gather all of the patient data that we have. We're dealing with lots of different types of manifests, one from the railroad and then also from our hospital community. Our hospitals treated over 200 patients last night and this morning. We are in the process of making sure that everybody is accounted for. So we have a couple of things that we need help with. One, if you are looking for somebody or need information about somebody, please call Amtrak's 1-800 number. That's 1-800-523-9101. Again, 1-800-523-9101. If you were on the train and are doing well, please call in and report that to Amtrak so that we can link that data together. We do have a Friends and Relatives Center open at 3400 Frankfurt Avenue. We're going to keep that open for the bulk of today, but we will eventually be transitioning to a full Family Assistance Center operation that Amtrak will be running, and that will be located at a hotel in Center City. More information will be coming on that. So again, please share information with us so that we can do our job, making sure that everybody's accounted for. Thanks.
Thank you, Sam. Board Member Zumwalt will now speak on behalf of NTSB. Board Member.
Mayor Nutter, thank you very much. My name is Robert Zumwalt. That's S-U-M-W-A-L-T. And as Mayor Nutter said, I'm a board member with the National Transportation Safety Board. And we have had investigators arriving on scene between 4 and 5 this morning. And we've continued to be arriving from Washington throughout the morning. Certainly, before I go any further, I'd like to express our sincere condolences for all of those who've been affected by this tragedy. Our sincere condolences, our thoughts and prayers go out to all of them. As Mayor Nutter said, we've brought a multidisciplinary team in here that will be covering a number of issues. We're looking at the track, the train signals, the operation of the train, the mechanical condition of the train, human performance. We are setting up a multidisciplinary investigation to try and understand the factors that led to this accident. In addition, we've brought in experts from the NTSB's Office of Transportation Disaster Assistance who will be assisting those family members who've been affected by this tragedy. We will be holding an organizational meeting at noon today. That is where we establish parties to the investigation and establish our investigative protocols. And I can tell you that the Federal Railroad Administration will be a part of our investigation. We will work very closely with them. We will work closely with Amtrak as well as the City of Philadelphia. We will be providing, my goal is to provide you with factual information as we have it, and we do plan to be able to hold a press briefing later this afternoon. I would encourage you to follow us at Twitter, and our handle is @NTSB. And my goal is to be able to provide you with factual information as we learn it. As Mayor Nutter said, we will not be speculating while we are here. We've got a lot of work that needs to be done, but we will be providing you information as we learn it. Would like to thank all of the first responders. I can tell you firsthand that we do have a good relationship with the mayor's office. We worked with Mayor Nutter's office in a Philadelphia duck boat accident that occurred in July of 2010. We've got a good working relationship, and we appreciate all the courtesies and assistance that you're providing. So I'll step aside. Back to Mayor Nutter. Thank you.
Additionally, as the board member indicated, because of the great work of the Philadelphia Fire Department, and Jesse Wilson is in command, the fire department is in charge of this scene, as well as support from the Philadelphia Police Department working with NTSB. Whatever is comparable as we know it, often referred to as a black box, that has been recovered. It is now in the Amtrak Operations Center in Delaware for analysis. We have no information from that particular device at all because it is currently being analyzed by the experts. Now we'll hear from Amtrak board member and board chairman Anthony Kosha.
Thank you, Mayor. Let me first start by saying how deeply saddened we all are at Amtrak for the loss of life that occurred on train 188 in North Philadelphia last evening. Our first and major priority will be our customers and our employees who have been affected by this tragedy. We've established an 800 number, which I know has been mentioned, and we are in the process right now of standing up a family assistance center here in Philadelphia. A thorough investigation will take place from this incident, led by the NTSB, and Amtrak will do everything in its power to assist in that investigation and has brought every resource in the company's ability to support that effort. This is the Amtrak family. We are very saddened by what's occurred, and we'll do everything in our power to work with the mayor's office, the NTSB, and all authorities to do everything possible at dealing with this tragedy. Thank you.
Sir, could you spell your name?
C-O-S.
On the mic, can you spell your name on the mic?
He needs you to spell your name.
It's C-O-S-C-I-A. Thank you.
I think, as you can see, given the level of representation, I want to first and foremost thank the NTSB sending a board member here, which I know, of course, is a part of their standard protocol, but they have arrived in a tremendously timely fashion. Having the board chair and other personnel, but the board chairman of Amtrak on scene, again, demonstrates the level of concern and commitment that Amtrak is demonstrating, as well as NTSB. All of our other partners who are here on site, again, the level of coordination here is superior, and we will continue to do all that we can until we are assured that we've accounted for all of the people we believe were on that train. With all those members having spoken, lastly, on behalf of the entire city of Philadelphia and other individuals that I've talked to or have communicated with, Mayor Muriel Bowser in Washington, D.C., who I talked to last night, the potential of Washington, D.C. residents being on that train. It's certainly possible, as it was a Washington started train to New York City, as well as communicated with Mayor Bill de Blasio in New York City as well, since that was the termination point, with an expectation that there would have been New York City residents as well. On behalf of 1.5 million people here in the city of Philadelphia, we also express our deepest sorrow. We will do everything we can to assist families who have loved ones on that particular train, and whatever their circumstance and condition, but certainly with the 6 confirmed deceased, we are heartbroken at what has happened here. We've not experienced anything like this in modern times, and we will get to the bottom of it and figure out what happened, why it happened, but that will take some time. With that, we'll be glad to try to answer any questions that you might have.
People are unaccounted for right now.
Let me just give you an additional piece of information. Governor Wolf, who, as many of you well know, was here last night, has ordered state flags to be flown at half-mast, and I have issued a similar order for City of Philadelphia flags as well, out of respect to the victims. Walt.
Has the search of the train cars at this point been completed, or is that still in the process as you're trying?
Still in process. I was just at the site 10 minutes ago.
How many are missing or unaccounted for?
We don't have an accurate count on that, and I'm not in a position to get into those details. Yes, ma'am.
You still do not have everyone accounted for. You said 12 plus hours later, still in a preliminary investigation. But what we're hearing is you still have one accounted for? Still don't have everyone accounted for?
We have not completely matched the manifest that we received from Amtrak with the patient or hospital information that hospitals assigned personnel to our emergency operations center last night. That is a very tedious process dealing with individuals, many of whom obviously we have no idea who they are until they self-identify. We very well could have also had people who did not even check in with us. There's also the possibility that some people who were supposed to be on that train, as any of us always know, some people just miss their train or end up taking a different train or something like that. So we're not going to get into the hard specifics of who do we have, who do we not have, anything like that until we know for sure. And again, we have to be sensitive. We have to be sensitive to people who may have had a family member on that train. Yes, to the left. I'll come back over.
Can you confirm that 4 bodies have been removed from the wreckage and that responders are working to get one more out of it?
What I can confirm is what I confirmed earlier. We know that unfortunately there are 6 deceased. I'm not going to get into where they were, where they've been transported. Our medical examiner has given us information. We have unfortunately 6 deceased. So I heard a voice over here.
Have the conductors been interviewed yet? Yes.
Robert?
As best information as I know, the conductor was injured to some extent, received medical treatment, and is either has or is giving a statement or a report to the Philadelphia Police Department. I have no further information about the conductor or any other Amtrak personnel. Yes, sir.
Mr. Sullivan from the NTSB, is there anything you can give us about the preliminary investigation into preliminarily what you're saying could have gone wrong? Was there a problem going into that curve?
Thank you. The question is, do we have any preliminary information about that curve? And no, and just as we've said, we're just getting here, but our purpose for being here on site is to collect the perishable evidence, the information that will go away with the passage of time. So we're going to go and very methodically start collecting information. What was the train speed? What was the speed limit on that curve? That's part of our investigation, is to very carefully document that.
Can you explain how your operation works with the rescue?
What is it in the
I got.
The so-called flag box? What exactly will it give you? What information will you have when you get
I have no idea.
development?
Here's why don't we do it this way? It's the mayor's press conference, but if you will, when you have a question, raise your hand, state your name and affiliation once we call on you, and that'll make it a little more organized. So the question is that what can we get from those event recorders? And we can get a lot of information, and it's my understanding that we've already recovered those, and they will be read out. We will be looking at those. We have a forward-facing video camera that is in the head end of the locomotive, the front end of the train, so we will be looking at that. We will be, the event recorders themselves can give you information about the speed of the train, any brake applications, any throttle applications that the engineer could have made, horn, bell. It can give us a lot. So that will be key to this investigation, is a good download of those data, which is being conducted, will be done this afternoon, I think. So we hope to be able to provide you with information as we get it.
2 last questions. Yes. I have no information about that. All we have, again, unfortunately, is 6 confirmed deceased. We are still trying to get information about those individuals. Again, this is a horrific scene. I just need your patience and understanding that we're trying to get through that. Last question.
Can you just sort of paint a picture of the scene? You're doing an investigation, but there's also a rescue looking for potential victims, fatalities. Can you just paint the scene, what is going on out there?
Yes, the question is, can we paint a picture of what's going on out there? And of course, it's a devastating scene. There are many first responders out there that are working. They are carefully examining the equipment to see if there are is there anyone else in the rail cars. So the search and recovery effort will actually take precedence over our accident investigation, and we expect to be able to get in there very soon. But we have already started doing things like retrieving the recorders and getting training records for the crews and things like that. So just because we haven't gotten a real up close and personal view of the actual we've gone out and examined. We've done a good look over of the scene, but we have not started to very carefully document the wreckage at this point, but we will.
Last question.
Thank you very much. There are other sensors beyond the box and covered on this train. Have you covered any factual information about what this train was doing?
The question is, do we have any other factual information from any other recorders at this point about what the train was doing? And the short answer to that is no, we do not. We've basically, and I want people to try and understand, we've just gotten here. You have a lot of questions. We have a lot of questions. We intend to answer many of those questions in the next 24 to 48 hours. Thank you.
All right. Thank you all. We'll let you know about any other updates or briefings. Certainly the possibility that we could provide an update later on this afternoon. No guarantee of that, but we will keep you as informed as we can based on factual information, not speculation, not supposition. Thanks a lot.